Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving into a story today that has absolutely set the cricket world on fire. We're talking incredibly high stakes, massive expectations, and a total 11th hour twist that, honestly, nobody saw coming. The World Test Championship is really heating up, and Team India is making moves right now that could define their entire campaign.
So right off the bat, I want you to imagine you're heading into a crucial test series. World Test Championship points are totally hanging in the balance, and your absolute most lethal weapon, your pace spearhead, goes down with an injury. You need a replacement. But you don't just pick anyone, right? You pick an 8.4 crore rupee wildcard, whose numbers this past season literally look like they were pulled straight out of a video game. So who is he? Well, to understand the sheer magnitude of this call-up, we first kind of need to understand the intense environment he's walking into.
Okay, part 1. The high-stakes Sri Lanka Test.
The sheer weight of expectation on this team right now is immense. It's actually perfectly captured here by former India opener Wasim Jaffer. He explicitly says India should win the series 2-0. Basically, nothing less is acceptable. This two-match series gets underway on August 15th in Galle, under Shubman Gill's leadership. But you know where the real spotlight is? It's burning super brightly on head coach Gautam Gambhir. Following those recent defeats to Ireland and England, Gambhir's tactics are heavily under the scanner. A clean sweep is essentially mandatory if they want to quiet the critics and secure those absolutely vital WTC points.
And to put that into perspective, this historical record brilliantly illustrates exactly why the expectations are sky high. Out of 45 historic matchups, India has won 22, compared to Sri Lanka's 7, with 19 draws. When your historical dominance over a team is that pronounced, anything short of a total, decisive victory is basically seen as a failure. The margin for error here is literally zero.
Right, so the crucial takeaway here is that Team India is absolutely not taking this lightly. Their preparation tactics completely reflect this intensity. To answer all those critics, they've been running these incredibly solid, meticulous training sessions. They've pinpointed specific weaknesses, especially their lower-order batting. For instance, we've seen left-arm spinner Kuldeep Yadav getting these long, extended batting sessions, working really closely with batting coach Stanshu Kotak. They're also doing these intense fielding drills under the new fielding coach, Subhadeep Ghosh. It's like a giant puzzle, and everything is being planned to absolute perfection.
Which brings us to part 2, Bumrah out, Nabi in.
Man, this was the news that completely sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Jasprit Bumrah, Team India's absolute pace spearhead, is officially ruled out. It's due to an unresolved left knee injury that he picked up last month during the ODI series against England. And guys, this isn't just a minor bump in the road. It's a massive structural blow to India's bowling attack literally just days before Galle. They needed a savior, and they needed one fast.
So why the number 3? Well, the man called up to replace Bumrah is Auqib Nabi, and he is only the 3rd player ever from Jammu and Kashmir to break into the senior national side. He's following in the footsteps of Parvez Rasool and Umran Malik. There is a massive human element to this story. It's this huge regional triumph that adds a whole new layer of emotion to his debut.
Moving on to part 3, the Baramulla Express.
The Baramulla Express. You know, that's a nickname you really have to earn. Auqib Nabi Dar is a 29-year-old right-arm medium-fast bowler, and he is known across the domestic circuit for exactly 2 terrifying things: lethal speed and masterful death bowling variations. He isn't just a guy who bowls fast. He actually has the skill and the nuance to completely close out an innings.
And his origin story is actually incredible. I mean, this isn't someone who just had top-tier academies sitting at his doorstep. In his early days, Nabi often traveled over 50 kilometers from his hometown to Srinagar just to get access to proper training facilities. But that grind paid off. He made his List A debut back in September 2018, and when he finally made his first-class debut in January 2020, he didn't waste a single second. He immediately announced his arrival with a stunning 5 for 39 against Odisha.
Which brings us to part 4, a historic domestic season.
Okay, get this. Nabi's numbers from the 2025-26 season are they're completely ridiculous. He didn't just play, he conquered. He led Jammu and Kashmir to their first ever Ranji Trophy championship and, no surprise, was named player of the tournament. He took 60 wickets at an average of 12.65. Yes, 12.65. And if that somehow wasn't enough, he recorded a double hat trick in the Duleep Trophy and smashed a century in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. He literally transformed from a great domestic talent into an undeniable force.
Like, take his Duleep Trophy performance, for example. The rarity of this feat is just staggering. Playing for the North Zone against the East Zone, Nabi took 4 wickets in 4 consecutive balls. A double hat trick. He started the whole thing by dismantling Virat Singh and then just kept going.
It's a historic achievement, and it proved beyond a doubt that he has that lethal, match-altering streak you absolutely need at the international level.
But wait, actually scratch that. He's not just a lethal bowler. Check out this rescue mission. During the Vijay Hazare Trophy, his team was completely collapsing against Hyderabad, reeling at 90 for 7. Nabi walks in and just starts swinging. He smashed a literally unbelievable 114 runs off just 82 balls to pull a victory completely out of thin air. This brilliantly shows his versatility. We just talked about India looking for lower-order batting strength, and Nabi brings exactly that kind of fearless aggression to the crease.
So obviously the cricket world noticed, right? To the tune of 8.40 crore rupees. Entering the IPL auction with a base price of just 30 lakh, Nabi sparked this massive bidding war between Delhi, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. The Delhi Capitals finally won out at 8.40 crore, making him one of the highest-paid uncapped players in IPL history. Delhi's head coach, Hemang Badani, actually revealed he'd been tracking Nabi for over 2 years, knowing his immense value with both the new ball and at the death.
Finally, Part 5, Impact on the Series.
So the big question on everyone's mind, can he handle the heat of a World Test Championship match? Well, his track record says he is the definition of a clutch performer. Out of his 60 wickets this past season, 26 of them came in the Ranji knockouts alone. We're talking the highest pressure situations possible. He took 12 for 110 in the quarterfinal against Madhya Pradesh, and a 5-wicket haul in the final against the 8-time champions Karnataka. Honestly, it seems like the brighter the lights, the better the Baramulla Express bowls.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive question. India needs a 2-0 sweep. The World Test Championship margin is razor thin right now. Coach Gambhir desperately needs a win, and the shadow of Jasprit Bumrah's absence is looming large. So will the Baramulla Express step onto the pitch in Galle and totally derail the Sri Lankan batting order, just like he did in the Ranji knockouts? Or is the immense, suffocating pressure of the international stage going to be a bit too much for the debutant? One thing is for absolutely certain. All eyes will be on Auqib Nabi. Thanks for joining me on today's Explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down the stories you need to know.
Hey everyone,